Disney musicals, they used to mean something back in the day. And somehow, after all this time, the Cheetah Girls still eat. They eat a full course meal. And honestly, I want to talk about it, so let's do that. When we talk about Disney musicals, we usually think of High School Musical, Camp Rock, Lemonade Mouth, and if you're from the newer generations, you probably think of Descendants, Zombies, or if you want to hit back older, Hannah Montana, the movie. And don't get me wrong, these movies raised us. They are what you call nostalgic, but when you actually sit down and look at them, the singing, the story, the characters, and the plot, not all Disney musicals are created equally. So the real question is, what actually makes a Disney musical good that you still remember it till this day? And why does the Cheetah Girls still feel stronger than most of them? For this to be fair, and not for me to be biased the whole entire time, I'm judging these movies on 4 things: singing, story, characters, plot, and purpose. Because a musical isn't just about a catchy song, it's about how the music served the story. If we were to start with singing, there's emotion versus performance. A lot of Disney musical focus on performance over emotion. The vocals are clean, the choreography is tight, everything looks polished, but sometimes it feels empty. Now look at the Cheetah Girls. The singing wasn't just oppressive, it felt personal. Like literally the end of the movie when they sung Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters, that felt personal. And the second movie is over, it felt personal. Even when they were on stage, it felt like they knew each other, that they worked well with each other. The singing wasn't just oppressive. Each girl sounds different, each had their own voice and personality. Each song pushed the story forward. The songs weren't there just to be songs, they were there to say something. Even Strut, them going around Barcelona. If we were to reference High School Musical, I feel like it was kind of production-y, theater kid vibes. I think that's for its movie, great. But if we was going to look at all of them together, the Cheetah Girls stand out from the rest. Camp Rock actually did this pretty good. Just a quick mention, when they sung we're like Venus and Mars, they did really good on that, and I think that was amazing. And I think Camp Rock 2 was about emotion versus performance, and that's why they lost at the end of that movie, because Star Camp ate them up. But that's not neither here or there. I think the Cheetah Girls have the overall success with that. Now with story, most Disney musicals follow a similar formula: big dreams, conflict, song, lesson, finale. And that's fine, but the Cheetah Girls has something more grounded. It wasn't about becoming famous overnight. It was about friendship, identity, creative control, and choosing integrity over success. The story wasn't flashy. It was relatable. They were in high school. They were trying to make it big, and we have your friends with you. It seems a little bit easier. If we were to reference Lemonade Mouth on this, it's very similar to the Cheetah Girls, but it felt very pushed. It felt very paced in a way that I didn't really particularly like, but somebody can always come in here and change my mind and tell me something I don't know. Tell me something I don't know. Sorry. Next is characters. This is where the Cheetah Girls really won. Each girl had a personality, strength, flaws, a role in the group. They weren't just the leader or the funny one. They felt like real teenagers trying to figure themselves out. Compare that to some other later Disney musicals where characters feel more like roles than people. You remember the songs, but not who they are, you know? Like, if you tell me to name the people in Lemonade Mouth, I'm gonna go blank. But if you tell me to name a song, I wanna cry, I wanna... I don't know if I'm gonna edit that out or not. You know, but I remember that. But I don't remember them. But I think the Cheetah Girls really did this really well. If I was to reference the newer generations, like Descendants, it feels very old school Disney, but also at the same time it feels very production-y. The characters and stuff, they reference the evil villains of the actual like animated Disney musicals, which I thought was a really good idea, but it wasn't like that like amazing to me. But you know, that's just because I probably grew up in a later time period where I was able to see all the other musicals and what they had to overcome. Now, the last thing, I just went on a tangent right there. The last thing is plot and purpose. Why are we singing? You know, in a great musical, songs exist because words are enough, right? In Cheetah Girls, the music advances the plot, reveals character growth, shows conflict, even when there wasn't really them singing. In Cheetah Girls 2, the tango one, they weren't singing the songs, but it felt very impactful for the story. The tension between the characters were really amazing. As I referenced earlier, Is Over was something to advance the plot and to show emotions of what's happening. Amiga's Cheetah Sisters, I don't know if it's called Amiga Cheetah Sisters, but something along that line. But at the end of the movie, of the second one, it was powerful because they sung it again in the first one, and it shows that they came together at the end. Now the third one, I don't really remember the third one that well, but I know Dance Me If You Can. Dance me if you can. You know, I remember that one. I think strongly that their plot and purpose was a little bit better than the ones I see. And I know that's crazy with High School Musical, Camp Rock. It just felt more genuine with the Cheetah Girls. Like when they're on stage, it felt like they actually knew each other. Like I said earlier, like I said, if somebody can rebut me on this, it'll be nice. But this is how I feel. But also, I want to give credit where it's due. Hannah Montana, the movie, some of the best Disney songs ever. It's The Climb. No argument is needed there, okay? Lemonade Mouth, as I said earlier, it's very great themes, strong message. High School Musical, always going to be iconic, and the cultural reset of what people had to be and what they wanted to be. You know, I think that's good for high schoolers and even for adults today. But overall, if we go overall, like all the ones that I named just now have something that they bring to the table. But are they eating everything at the table? I don't think so. I think the Cheetah Girls understood balance more. Music plus story plus characters equals impact. I think Disney musicals didn't get worse. I feel like I should preface that right now. I do not think they got worse. They just started chasing trends instead of heart. You know, I think that's something that you have to point out. It's trendy. They're trying to be trendy. Cheetah Girls wasn't trying to be viral, at least to me. It didn't feel like it was being viral because it had so many diversity in that time. It wasn't like that. So I don't think they were trying to be viral. It was just trying to be honest in the end. Not everybody's gonna look perfect. Everybody's beautiful in their own way, but at that time the standards were different, and now it's different again. But it's one of those things that, hey, I like what they did then, and I still like what they did now. So now I want to know, which Disney musicals do you think still holds up? And do you agree, or am I just biased? Let me know in the comments. I'll see y'all around. It's a rainy day today, so I might just chillax. Like, read some. Actually, I'll probably just go watch some C-dramas and stuff. Anyway, I'll see y'all around. Bye bye.